Welcome, everybody. Captain Matt, Boater Secret Weapon, coming to you live this week from Fripp Island in just at the edge of South Carolina, right at the South Carolina Georgia border. We're just a couple miles from the Georgia border, and enjoying a little family vacation. So I appreciate everybody joining today. I appreciate Ray Horn, especially Ray invested in the best pontoon captain, and up in Indiana. He's been on the lives for several months now, and I appreciate he just made a donation of $20 contribution to the channel, and had time information checklist videos are priceless. So Ray, I'm glad that now that the weather's warmed up and you got out for Memorial Day, that everything is all coming together. I assume that means that you're handling the tune real well, and feel like you've got good control of it, which is awesome. Bill, we got Bill here as well. Let me know that we got the audio working. I remember to pack my mic, but I've just got it sitting here. So let me know that that's sounding good. I didn't pack my whole stand and all that, but I think we should be in good shape. But just let me know that everything is coming through. And as we get started, for those that haven't been on a live before, welcome. The way we kind of get these started is, if you got a question, just perfect. Brock, thank you. Joe, just Joe. Joe said, "Don't call me Joe D, just call me Joe" in the comments. So Joe, perfect. Glad that we got it the way we should. So, all right, we're all set. You guys can watch the sunset. I'll watch it in the video here. But we've got a little creek coming down here in at Fripp Island, Fripp. I heard about this place when I was bartending at the Cornhusker Hotel in Lincoln, Nebraska. There was a guy that traveled there for business, and he was there for several weeks at a time on a project. And he's like, "Hey, you're moving down to Charlotte. You got to go to Fripp Island. It's only a couple hours away. You're going to love it." And it's the third time I think we've been here, and it's fantastic. If you're looking for a spot, it's got everything you want, but it's not crazy crowded, because you have to check in at the gate, and just the people that are staying on the island have access to the beach and all the amenities. And it's perfect. The girls, they aren't even making an appearance tonight, because they're already in bed, half asleep, and they're like, "No, we're good. We're just going to bed." My wife's almost asleep, so it's been a good day. So as we get started, one thing that I wanted to share is, let's see here. We'll go to this view, and is that blinking here? I'm trying to share my screen, so that might not be the best thing to do. So this is, there we go. So this is probably one of my ugliest, one of my worst audio recordings. Let me know if the screen's flickering on your side, or if that's just my if that's just on my section here. But this video, Boats Not to Buy, this is my first video that has reached 1 million views. And I was going to show it to you, and it doesn't even show the number of views. Well, that's anticlimactic for me. Here I was all excited to show that. But anyway, we had a video hit 1 million views, which was pretty awesome. I appreciate that. Truck Diver, good to have you. All right, seems stable now. All right, we'll probably limit the screen sharing, and you guys just get to see my lovely face. Um, much better on handling. Question: I never got a manual, so I went out today, started my Garmin, wouldn't do anything but beep. Any suggestions? I would check to make sure that your transducer is flipped down. Sometimes your transducer will get flipped up if it's on the trailer. Maybe it just never ever got flipped down from the factory or when they installed it. And oh crap, that's right. I had it all. I've got it all loaded up. I've got it all loaded up, and that's thank you. I Bo, I haven't yet, Bo. I have not. I have not taken a look at that yet, but I will do that tonight. I was traveling and from the lake to here, and we did a quick turnaround, and I completely blew it off. So I apologize. I totally forgot. But that would be Ray. That would be my suggestion. That would be my suggestion is check to make sure that transducer is down. And that very well could be the issue where it was sending out the signals, but they weren't bouncing back and getting retrieved by the unit. And so if you've got easy access to it, it's on kind of a flip hinge, and it will do that kind of thing. You want it in this position, but it goes to this position. So if it hits the bunk of the trailer, it can just flip up, or if you hit something underwater, it doesn't break it off. So see if that does the trick. Bo, we'll pull up that 642 here as well. Worked a couple days ago. It very well could be that then, because the trailer can do it. If you've got a little bit sticking out of the trailer, sometimes it just gets, maybe you hit something underwater, you don't really notice it. A little twig skims it up, and it could flip it up on you. It takes a little bit of attention, but you have to go check out that old USC research house that's out there. Okay. Yeah, we don't know. I don't know anything about that. Never on a trailer. Do you have it on a lift, Ray? Thank you, Brock. I appreciate that. I'll check it out. My daughter and I, before dinner, we went cruising around, just kind of inspecting. It's her first time down here, my 8-year-old. And last time we were down, she was a baby, like 3, I think. And so she wanted to go see what was all out here. We'll definitely check that out. So if maybe on a lift, sometimes the lift, the same thing, the bunks will flick it up, but that would be my guess. The second guess, if it's getting power, the second guess is check the input. So make sure that wire is attached good. But I would think you would get something more than the beep. But I don't know what Garmin it is. I'm not Brock. I don't know if you have any. You don't run Garmin. I think you're a Lowrance. No, maybe a Lowrance guy. But if you've got any thoughts, let me know. Truck driver, are you using Boat Setter? No, we are. Here's the thing. I'm a boater and I'm a lake guy. My wife, truck diver, she loves the beach. She loves to sit on the beach and read a book and just hang out, the waves, the breeze. I'm like, this is awful. I got sand everywhere on me and it's boring and I want to get out on the boat. But we do the boat a bunch. And that's in the summertime. We haven't been to the beach for a couple of years. And so she was really itching to have a week's vacation at the beach. My youngest has really never spent a lot of time at the beach. But if we come, the Fripp is where we like to go. And so I said, all right, book it. We'll go. And so we're spending time at the beach. My girls are like, I like the lake way better. My girl, my oldest, got a skimboard. And so her very, very first attempt on the skimboard, what happens? She really doesn't know how it works. I explain it to her. She puts it down in the shallow water. She goes to jump on it. Boom, right on her face. Gets a cut on her lip right here. Got it on her like here, and skinned up her knee. I had to come back to the condo with her for a couple hours and kind of get her back on track, and then we finally got her back out. But so she's like, I like the lake where I can wakeboard and I can ski and I can tube, and there's no waves pushing me down. There's no salt in my eyes. So that's how it all worked out. So right now we don't have a boat, but I've looked at boats that are and there's a couple of places where we could do it. My girls are going on a dolphin cruise on Thursday, just the two of them, to give my wife and I some just alone time. And but I don't know whether we'll hit a lake or not, or get on a boat or not while we're here. So we shall see. South side of the island by Wardle's Pier. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Bo, I'm going to get back to you. So don't go anywhere. I don't know if you're, well, I guess it's Sunday, so I don't think you're working today. Let's see. Joe says if the Garmin has GPS, transmute shouldn't affect, should get more than a beep. Okay. I'm not on the electronics. I'm not an expert on those, so I wish I could give you something more on that, Ray. But unfortunately, I don't have anything other than checking those two things, and talking to your dealer and saying, hey, I need to get a manual on this, that, and the other, whatever it is you have, and they should be able to just mail it to you. So, all right, well, let's pull up. Bo, you're not on, but Bayliner, let's see here, 642 Cuddy. 642 Cuddy. So last week, Bo said, I think he's been looking for a Cuddy cabin that is gonna fit the budget, and he found this, the 642 overnighter by Bayliner. It looks like 2014 to 2016. They built it. Is this a European boat? It seems. No? Okay. Forest River, Illinois. Power. That 3.0 liter is going to be too small. So I would definitely, let's see here. I would definitely go with the minimum of the 4.3 liter with that heavy extra fiberglass up in the bow for the Cuddy. I think you would be happier with at least the 4.3. Let's see, 2014, 15, 16. They were not building. So yeah, the 4.3 or the 5.0. The 5.0 would be nice, but probably unnecessary. The 4.3 would probably do it, but I think you would be okay. Max horsepower 220. I think you would be disappointed with that 3.0 TKS, and go with the 4.3 MPI. There we go. The 220 horsepower. You'd probably be okay with the Alpha 1 on that. 3,000 pound dry weight. Yeah, I think you would be okay with the Alpha drive on that. The Bravo is going to be heavier duty gears. It's going to give you the counter rotating props, which gives you a little bit better hole shot. You've got a heavier duty gear casing for heavier boats. But I think at 3,000 pounds on the dry weight, I think you would be perfectly fine with the Alpha drive and the 4.3 MPI multi-port injection. So those are a couple of thoughts that I've got for you on that, Bo. So hopefully right here, the 5.7. Okay, I'm showing it. I've got it pulled up on the Boat Guy, Bo, and I'm just showing If it's got the 5.7 in it, then you're all set. Depending on what year, that 5.7 is probably 280 or 300 horse. So that's going to be great on that boat. This may just have pulled the wrong specs. Derek, good to have you. Good to have you. 2015 5.7 liter. Let me check that. 2015 5.7 liter Merc Cruiser. And you guys aren't seeing on my screen what I'm looking at. Okay, so that's the 350 mag, so that's 300 horsepower. That's going to be great for that boat. That's going to get that thing up and moving if the weight, the dry weight on what I was looking at, Bo, is correct, and it's boatguideweb.com is just what came up in my search. Let me see if I can find a boat test or boats.com. Yeah, I don't see any other websites that are going to have specs, really. So for right now, Bo, hopefully is it worth 40? I don't know yet, Bo. I don't know. The condition, I'll tell you this. On any boat, in my opinion, that's 5 years old or older, it's the condition, the maintenance, and how the boat's been taken care of that determines is it a good boat or not. The brand, hey, in 5 years, if it was made cheaply, it's going to have broken already, or it's going to show itself as, ooh, that's wearing, that's going to malfunction or break or drive me crazy. You're going to see that after 5 years if it has even 100 hours on it. That's going to already have happened. So now it's just a matter of, okay, I can inspect the boat fully, pull all the cushions in the cuddy, make sure no water's getting in, take a hose and spray it around the hatches, spray it in the portholes, making sure there's no water getting in, making sure that no water has gotten in, so that, it could be causing delamination from the inside. So check all that, pull all the cushions out, see down in all the compartments. You'll be able to see most everything. If there's some issues, pull all the lockers in the floor. If there's access to bilge pumps in there, I don't know on that one if there would be or not. Bang around on the fiberglass, check where the rub rails meet. Run your hand up under that rub rail looking for gaps. Take your screwdriver, and tap along everywhere. There's a through haul on the transom, things like that. So do the engine check, all the normal stuff, Bo, that you'll find in the checklists on the used boat videos, how to inspect a used boat. Make sure you demo it, make sure you run it, and I think you're going to be in a great spot, because that, from your conversations and your comments over the last couple of months lives, it seems like that's right on the money. But let me do some digging on, is that 40,000 number a decent number? So on a 2015 5.7 liter, I'm assuming the condition is good. I'm assuming it's probably under 300 hours, which would probably be on the higher end for that boat in that year, but I would still be comfortable with that. So I would say you're on the right track, and I wish I would have checked on that and done some research before today, but like I said, it slipped through the cracks on me, so I apologize. Derek, welcome back again. Brock jumping in the comments and helping out. I appreciate that. Appreciate you sharing your knowledge and expertise, helping Ray out. Make sure that Trek Conducer is selected. Okay, that makes a perfect sense. Awesome. I'll let you guys, Ray and Brock, I'll let you guys keep going back and forth in the comments. Derek, on a box anchor, chain or no chain? They're saying no chain is necessary on the box anchors. That's one of the, and the reason for that is it's significantly heavier than the similar size Danforth anchor that you would use. Derek, I don't remember what boat you have, but it's significantly heavier. So you don't need that chain. And the way it works, you don't need that chain, and it can be coming up a little bit of an angle, because remember that Danforth is digging the flukes in, and then every time it comes up, it's going to pop those flukes out and like undig them. Whereas the box anchor, it's going to kind of grab at all sorts of different angles. So no chain on that. You can just go directly to it on all of the ones that I've seen. Ray, yep, no chain. Thank you, Ray. That's awesome. Getting help, giving help. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. All right. Detect. Okay. I'm just going to make my way. Awesome. Great condition. 107 hours on that bow. Yeah, well taken care of. Do check the oil. Check the gear lube. Crack that little nut at the bottom of the foot. Where is it on the I don't know if that's probably a Bravo 3 if it's got a 5.7. Crack that nut to make sure there's no water intrusion in there. On the MerCruiser, you can also check the reservoir inside on that Bravo 3. Find out when they did the last service with the impeller, when the batteries were last updated. And again, for me, if I'm buying a used boat, I just had 2 friends that bought used Chaparrals in the last little bit, and I said, here's the deal: get the oil change, unless they have documentation showing it's been done. Oil change, gear lube change, new impeller, and new battery. If you feel like, man, they might be on their 4th year or so, just go ahead and get it all done so that you start fresh and you know where you're at. But in the initial part, go ahead and just do your inspection like you would. And then if you can do that work yourself, Bo, great. If you're going to hire somebody to do it, I like to get that done before my first outing, because then I know that everything's in good shape. Okay, Derek's got it. Oh, that 272 Cobalt is nice. I love that boat. That 06 272. I think that's got the wraparound U, if I'm thinking of the right boat. I've always loved Cobalts. They've always been, to me, some of the most beautiful bow riders that you'll find, and made incredibly well. Incredibly well. That's a good looking boat. All right, awesome. There's a way to reset it. All right. So we've got 20 some folks on. If you've got a question, just drop it in the chat. You can kind of see how it's going now. We'll see if I can do a share, because there were a couple of things that I did want to show, just because it made me feel good. This is an email I got last week. I showed it to my wife when when we were at the lake in Tennessee. And let me know if I skip somebody, but I think I'm good before I go into the, this is an email. This is an email I got from a guy that I don't have any idea who he is, until I got this email, and this is all I know about him. Just a short little email. You can see he sent it to me June 1st. Captain Matt, you may not realize it, but you helped with the purchase of my brand new 2022 Regal 26XO. Keep up the good work. Your Secret Weapon series has been invaluable. So this is a guy that just watching the videos, and then he sent me this picture of his boat, and I think that's going to show up for you. But these are the types of emails I get pretty consistently throughout the week. And this is one that was a little bit unique in that he didn't buy any of my programs. He hasn't been, as far as I know, he's never been on a live. I haven't seen his name in the comments, although I don't know what his handle is. But it's amazing to me the impact that even these lives, you guys don't know this, but there's 500 to 1,000 people that watch these lives every week, and I can promise you they're not just watching for me, but they're reading in the comments and they're getting the advice that Brock is sharing, and the questions that you're asking are questions that are on their mind, and they've got the opportunity to benefit from the questions you ask and the information you share. And so I appreciate you guys' input. I appreciate you guys' being active in the community, and I love getting emails like that. It makes me awfully proud. So, all right, Truck Diver. When we bought our 05 240 Sun Deck, 359 hours, the owner had a file of maintenance records. That was nice to see. Yeah. Anytime you are buying a boat and somebody says, here, let me show you, these are our, like, if they've got a journal of their outings and the hours, that boat is going to be outstanding 99% of the time. If they've got their file folder, it's got all their receipts in it, another great sign. 95% of the time, that boat's going to be outstanding. If they are like, I don't know, we changed it we did an annual service last month. That's the one where you need to be like, okay, what does that mean? What does annual service mean to you? Oil, gear lube, impeller. What else did they do in that annual service? Because it could just be as simple as an oil change, and they'll call it an annual service. So that is a good sign for sure. All right, Stuart Peck, welcome. I have not seen you on. My dad owns an '89 Sunbird Corsica with an OMC Cobra, and I'm on a Kawasaki jet ski. Thoughts on new boat, new jet ski? Should we keep maintaining what we have? All right, so Stuart, here would be my advice. If the Sunbird's running good, if the Kawasaki is running good right now, here would be my approach. Stuart, tell me where you are, because this will impact it slightly, but not really. I would say run it through the season, and if by July 4th, if we're still seeing the trend for boats for sale, we're seeing inventory starting to get to normal levels at dealerships, if we're seeing used boats come on the market at a little bit higher rate and not going off as quickly, if we're seeing that demand flatten out, which we have been, my approach would be, hey, I'm going to sell my boat in August. Try to get on the tail end of the peak, and then I would look to buy in, depending on where you are, January, February. If the water doesn't freeze in your area, maybe even December, January, and try to buy then if demand stays low. I think you'll have a better selection of boats. I think the demand will be less. Supply will be slightly more. I don't think you're going to see just a drop in prices. I don't think you're going to see that, but I think you can sell towards the top of the market, and then you'll be able to buy in that sort of level area. That would be my approach. Now, if you're up in Minnesota, let's see here. If you're up in Minnesota, where, man, I can't buy in December, then you have to decide, all right, can we sell in August, or do we just hold it until April, May, and then buy in April, May, and try to buy and sell at the same time? But I think you'll be, if everything's running good, I think you'll be better off holding for another 6 months and then making your decision. Thought I heard somebody coming down the canal there. So hopefully that helps. There's some things that matter. What your area is, how good the boat's running, how happy you are with it. But that would be my approach for sure. Google says for Bluetooth enabled Garmin's, if you hold the power button too long, it goes into Bluetooth pairing mode. Interesting. Yeah, I know they're YouTube videos. They've got a pretty decent selection of support videos there. And Bo, well, I hope you're at least getting some decent scores. I was a C student my whole career. Once I got out of junior high, I turned into kind of a C student and made my way through college. But at that C level, I wasn't blowing the doors off. So hopefully I know boats better than I do Pythagorean's theorem. Okay, I'm Bo. I'm interested. He says he's at Marine Mechanics Institute through UTI, and I've been curious at how good their curriculum is. I think I've talked about them in my "Should you get into the marine industry?" I know I'm a big fan of Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs Guy. He's got his podcast, which I think is really good. I like the older version where it was like the Paul Harvey type stuff. I like that better. I remember listening to Paul Harvey with my dad as a kid, so it's some nostalgia in that for me. But I'm curious to how their curriculum is, and I know their work ethic scholarship. There's opportunity for folks that are getting into a trade and going into some school or apprenticeship that costs money. That they've got $1 million plus that they give away every year and growing. So might be something you want to check out. I posted the link for US manuals serial number. Okay, Joe, that's helping Ray out. Awesome. Oh my God, boat rides like a limo. Got so many compliments. So Sustainability sent me pictures of him out on his Bennington Q with the 400 Merc. Got it up to 50 into the wind. Nice. Love the handling. Yeah, a big, heavy boat with that Q. It's got a little bit extra heft to it. And with that 400, that baby's gonna do awesome. Didn't feel as fast as it was smooth. I did. Sustainability. I did get your photos. I don't know if you've been on, but I am on vacation here this week with my family and was at in my in-laws' lake house in Tennessee for Memorial Day. So we had 2 or 3 days at home. I caught up on what I needed to, and I may have not responded to everybody, but I did, and it looked awesome. It looked awesome. Matter of fact, let's see if you don't mind. I think I put you in. And I appreciate Sustainability sent me. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll show this one if you don't mind. So this is. Let me remove that one. So I've only got one screen. So I've got it when I'm sharing stuff. I've got to go the long way around it. So this is Sustainability on his Bennington Q. You can see that it's got some fiberglass on the exterior. It's got the arch, which is nice and heavy. The windshield, that windshield also gives it a little bit more heft and a little bit more rigidity, sturdiness in that center section. And he sent me this with his family out on the water. And yes, with his Goodfellas shirt on to honor Ray Liotta. But when he sent me the email, he said what his real name and said let's see, signed at JC, and then at Sustainability, so I knew who it was. But yeah, he said they took after they went out, they put the cover on, and they all took a nap under the cover with the kids. So that is what boating's all about in my mind. So, yep, the tribute to Ray Liotta. May he rest in peace. So good to have you on this Sustainability. Glad you enjoyed the weather and had a great weekend on the water. So that is what it's all about right there. That picture to me is it's boating. I mean, that's what I grew up as a kid. No, I closed it already. But I grew up as a kid. Let me show you one more because this was from Brian. Brian ends up being from the same hometown as my wife. Well, let me do this. As the same hometown as my wife, and let's see here, share. There we go. So this is Brian on his boat. This is his grandkid, his grandson. He said his grandson just ate it up. Loved their sun tracker. Had a great time on the water in West Virginia, flying the Stars and Stripes. But he said his son or his grandson took to the water, took delivery on Saturday the 29th. This is funny. So he says, I think you can see this one. Yeah, there we go. So it says, took delivery of the boat Saturday the 29th. During the demonstration, the guy said, I don't know if your other boat had this. And I replied, it was my first boat and only boat. He said, oh, I just assumed you had other boats since you know what you're talking about. I said, nope, just got some great training from Boat Buyer Secret Weapon. First day was a huge success. First time into the dock, I overshot a little bit, backed it up, did it again. Second time, looked like a pro, put it right where I wanted. Found myself saying, in gear, out of gear. That's what I do in the best boat captain training is as I'm showing it to you, in gear, out of gear, in gear, out of gear, to get the point across that you don't want to stay in gear for very long. It's just a quick bump out. Can't thank you enough for the training. Made me feel so much safer and better prepared. My grandson was king of the water, and I can't wait to make more memories with the family. So that was another email that I got this past week from a new boater and sustainabilities. And I got another one. That let's see if I can pull up this one. This is Amy, and let's see if I can do this. Share. This one is Amy. Now, Amy doesn't even have a boat. So let's see here. Amy doesn't have a boat, but she rented one. Her and her girlfriends wanted to rent a boat. And so she bought the best pontoon captain on the water training. And she went out last week on a maybe a couple weekends ago before Memorial Day. She rented another one this past week, and she's got another rental coming up. And they're saving to buy one, but that's just not in the budget right now. And she sent this. She sent me a couple of. I don't know if I can how this will work. Yeah, she sent me a couple of videos of her driving too, and she was so excited that she found the information because she's always wanted to do it. I wish I had her last email. Let's see. Here we go. This was her last email for May 18th. Oh my gosh, I drove my first pontoon boat. It was so much fun. I still have so much learning to do, but it was so much easier than I thought thanks to your amazing course. I took my 78-year-old mother and her best friend out on the boat, and I drove the boat to our favorite restaurant for lunch. We had so much fun cruising at our own pace, taking in all the nature beauty around us. Truly makes a dream come true for three ladies. And she bought 3 best boat captain t-shirts, or no, 3 boater secret weapon t-shirts for her 3 girlfriends. At one point, I even had to use the maneuver by memory that you taught me how to turn or pivot the one of the building blocks is how to turn your boat in its radius and pivot it, the boat around in place, and it worked like magic. I have a question. One of my biggest problems, we got a little lost. She asked about navigation, but this is Amy, and she's not even a boat owner, but as a renter, she wanted to make sure she was confident and she was safe, and she was nervous about it. And so I've gotten some fun emails from really, really nice emails from her, and some exchanges, and it's awesome. It is absolutely awesome. So anyway, those are a couple of the recent emails that I got. Yeah, sustainability. That is a nice boat. That's fantastic. Bo, MTI is amazing. Unfortunately, the only campus is in Florida. So as a guy from Washington, it's yes, that's tough. But that's good to know that they've got a good program. Because every now and again I'll get somebody that asks me about, hey, I'm thinking about becoming a tech, or I want to get into it. What's it like? And I think that's a good, valuable training. Yeah, truck diver. I saw a pontoon, a used pontoon. This was a 2019. It had twin, I think it were the Merc racing engines, and it was 239,000 for a 2-year-old used pontoon. And my gut tells me it's probably sold already, and this was just a week ago. But yeah, they're not the pontoons that had the 50 little 18-footer, 8-foot beam with a 50 on it. That's no, these are amazing. And like sustainability said, the ride that you get from some of these tri-tunes is incredible. I mean, it's got to be really, really choppy out there for you even to have to slow down much at all. I mean, you can cruise at a pretty good clip, keep that trim up, keep your nose up in the air, and it'll just slide right over those wakes. So that's awesome, Bo, to know that's well worth it. Well worth it. Happiest day of a boater's life is first day. Enrolled through U.S. Navy contract school. Oh, that's awesome. U.S. Navy contract, so the school is free. That's Bo. I didn't know that you were in the. I don't think I knew you were in the Navy. That's awesome, man. That is. It's. I tell you, I've met some awesome technicians, guys that work in the industry that can get themselves in the stern drives and know a ton about the outboards and keep people on the water, keep them enjoying their boats and keep them loving it. So that is something that finding a job, Bo, I know that they've only got it in Florida, but you can put yourself anywhere in the world with water, and somebody will be looking to hire you, for sure. I mentioned to you when I got my insurance quote just a couple weeks ago. They said they would reach out. Awesome. I'm looking for a couple more good insurance companies to fill a couple of gaps, and so that would be fantastic. Some of the higher speed pontoons is definitely one of the areas where it would be a good fit, I think. So thank you for that. Thank you, Saint. So Saint and Bo are the same guy. So he's always been helpful in getting my numbers up and giving likes and comments and things like that. I'm getting water in my trim tab reservoir. Ideas how it's happening. I would have to say there's a leak somewhere, and probably when you're going at speed, it's getting in there. Maybe a loose fitting. Yeah, it's well. Yeah, I would look at the RAM, and see if there's something there where it's getting in. Um, that would be probably, Jack, the best place to start looking is, you're almost going to have to, I don't know if, is there a way to make it, maybe get some soapy water and see if you can bubble it when you engage it, and see if you can have kind of a 2-person job, see if you can see where it's coming through. Yeah, that ram seal, truck diver, that's exactly what I was thinking, is somewhere in there there's a seal, there's an O-ring, there's a something that is given some air through where but it's got to be big enough to get the water in. Yeah, that would be, I would start looking around there and see if you can kind of zero in on where it is, so that you can get that. You don't want that water in there. Um, Starlink Wi-Fi. All right. So Ray says at $6.55 a gallon may not need the Garmin. Hey, just head to a nice cove, throw that anchor out. That's what we ran probably, I don't know, a little bit less than 3/4 of a tank of gas on Memorial Day for the 3 days that we're out on the boat. We went one day to just do a family day with to do some fun stuff in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, where we were, and I the gas was 5 something a gallon on the water. It was $200 to fill it up from about 20%. But yeah, that we spent most of the time just at anchor, except for cruising to the restaurants, which my wife and kids love to do. What's your take on the Bayliner M15 Element? So Michael, here's my opinion on most boats today. I can't think of any boats that I would say absolutely don't buy. That Bayliner 15 Element in the right situation is a perfect boat for somebody. What I would want to know is what does the water look like that you're going to be on? Who's going to be on the boat with you? So how many people are you putting on? And what do you want to do with it? Because those are the things that really matter. If you're on a lake where it's not going to get too crazy choppy, if you're on a lake that's not going to get too crazy choppy, if you're only going to go out with, let's say, a family of 4, that's probably pushing it, assuming 2 of them are younger kids. If you just want to get out and cruise around, maybe do a little bit of tubing. You can water ski behind that if you're a younger kid, wakeboard behind it, certainly. You don't need to go very fast at all on those, and that's going to have plenty of oomph to get them out. But if you're taking on, I was on Loudon Lake and Tellico Lake in Knoxville, right outside of Knoxville, where we go in Tennessee. And that boat on that lake would be perfectly fine during the week. But you just have to be cautious if you're going out on Tellico on 4th of July Saturday, because there's some big cruisers that you can get to the coast from that waterway through the lock system. So you just want to make sure that you're getting the right boat for the right area and the right way that you're going to boat. But as far as a boat, if all of those things line up, you can have a ball on that boat. It can be perfect way to get involved in boating and get started and fit your budget and not feel like, oh my God, I've gotten way in over my head with this boat. It can tuck away in the garage. You can save money on storage. It's going to be light on fuel. It's going to be fairly easy to tow with even an SUV. All of those things line up and you get on the water. But if you're on too big of a lake, if you're at the coast where, hey, I want to go a little bit offshore, it's not the right setup for you. So Michael, I just gave you some there. Hopefully you were still on, and hopefully you're still on. Yeah. Saint I didn't think, I forgot to say that the M Hull, that's why I say you don't want to be on too rough. But it's going to be a perfectly safe boat. Now it's not going to have a fancy stereo. It's not going to have a lot of extras. It's not going to be the highest quality. The upholstery is going to be a little bit thinner, but if you take care of it, it can last. I've seen Bayliners that if they're taken care of, they can be in great condition 20 years down the line. But you've got to cover it. You've got to really treat the upholstery nice. You got to make sure you keep the exterior clean and that gel coat waxed. But they can be a great boat if those things all line up, and you're going to be happy with something that doesn't have the highest quality material. There's no doubt about it that they cut some corners on some of the material to keep that price down, but perfectly safe, perfect boat for somebody that's in that situation. So Yeah, I was just going to say, Saint, I thought somebody had, and that you knew had just gotten one, just bought one for around 15, had a great time on it so far. So, um, let's see, Truck Diver on Douglas Lake. Love that in my home lake. No, we were on Loudon and Tellico. So we're where my wife's um, family or their place is like, I don't know, 5 minutes from Calhoun's restaurant and that little cut through on the canal to get from Lake Loudon to Tellico and right where the lock is. The lock is to lock down to, I think it goes down to Watts Bar, maybe. So, um, yeah. So, Michael, Smooth Lake, 2, 3 people, absolutely perfect. That's where that boat's going to excel. Where, hey, we just want to get out with a couple friends, couple kids, and we're going to we just want to get out on the water. We want to have a boat that's going to be fun to drive. That 15 footer is going to be fun to handle. It's going to be easy to maneuver. Yeah, it can be a great boat. Learn how to use that trim good, where you can adjust that angle so that M hull doesn't pound if you do get in some rough stuff. But if you're on a nice calm lake, you'll be in great shape and you'll really enjoy it. Hey, I showed I even had it I had it loaded up. That's the intro that that Bo made me, and I forgot to play it. I loaded it into my system now, so I can just click a button and it'll automatically play. I didn't have it loaded before, so I had to screen share and then show it. But now I can just click it and play it. And then I forgot. I forgot when we got started. So I gotta get that on my mental checklist of what to do. The broker set me up with Chubb. Yeah, Chubb is. I've talked to their vice president of sales and said, hey, listen, I've got this channel and I'm trying to do something direct with them, but I haven't got very far with him. I think he's like, oh, you're a little YouTuber that they're a huge company, but he reached out to me on LinkedIn, and the conversation kind of stalled a little bit, but replacement value. Yeah, definitely. I definitely like the replacement value coverage, where it's not 15,000 more, but I'd like to look into a policy for replacement value. Oh, okay, yeah. The new QCs are that much more. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's definitely the way to go. I was reading that the policy was going to be that much more. So even Michael in saltwater, I think that boat's okay as long as you're not going to be in too rough of stuff, where you're not out in a choppy bay. So I think you're going to be in good shape. Yeah, I thought that was awesome. Just one day I got this email. Hey, Captain Matt, I made this for you. And I was like, what is this going to be? And then I played it. I was like, that's awesome. I showed it to my daughters. I'm like, hey, look what somebody made for me to play on our lives. And they're like, oh my God, that's so cool. So, and then I forget it. I forget to roll it. So, all right. You're welcome. You're welcome, Michael. Hopefully that gives you some confidence and knowing that could be a good fit. And again, like I tell everybody, it can be hard right now, but say, I would like to buy this boat. Here's my deposit. Negotiate the price. Here's my deposit. Let's lock this in. As long as the boat does what I want it to do on the water, I'm buying it. But I'm not going to buy it until I run that boat. It could be even the day you sign paperwork. You can have everything else set up. And as long as you get on that boat and run it, and you're like, yes, this does what I want it to do, then you're going to be in great shape. For sure. Don't recommend the deck boat river. I guess. Yeah, gotta make sure that water is calmer with the with that boat for sure. Perfect. Awesome. All right. Well, we're coming up on an hour here. Um, I will give one last call for questions. Um, remember, if you don't have access to a heat gun, remove. You can use a hair dryer. A hair dryer will do the same thing. Just Ray, steal your wife's hair dryer and get an extension cord, and then you might have to go a little bit longer on it. But all you want to do is just heat it up enough to get that adhesive loose. You might have to use a little bit more like Goo-Gone to get the sticky stuff off, or sometimes you can even just rub it with your fingers until it balls up if it's not too bad. But the warmer you can get it, the easier it will be to peel those off, and just keep going with it. The usually a hair dryer will get you hot enough to get that going. Daniel, hey Daniel, good to see you again. What's the best boating joke you've heard or come up with? I wish I was funnier. 500 feet away. Well, you got to get a bunch of extension cords, Ray. You got to get a whole bunch of extension cords. Let's see. No power on your dock. I don't know. Anybody have any ideas? You could try. Oh man, I hesitate even to say this, is to try to get a razor blade in there. But if you start getting into the paint or on your paneling, that's not going to go well. Yeah, Daniel, I'm gonna have to think. I'm gonna have to come back to you on the best boating joke. Let's see, what do I have for a boating joke? Um, I hope you got one, Daniel, because I'm gonna ask you for your best one, and I'll read it. I will read it. Let's see here. Wife driving aluminum sled. Also, wife. It doesn't turn. It slides. Sled, honey. No, you got nothing. I'm trying to read Saints here, and I'm not. I don't think I'm reading it with the right wife driving an aluminum sled. Also, wife. It doesn't turn. It slides. Me, it's a sled, honey. I don't know. I might be out of it. I might be out of it. Plastic scraper. That can be plastic scraper and eraser wheel on a cordless drill. All right, so I guess trying to just get that little flip, get a corner of it up, and then start scraping it, pulling and scraping, pulling and scraping. So, Michael, many said joke, best thing you buy, the best thing you sell. Yeah, we're trying to avoid that. All right, so Daniel, now you got me thinking. I'm gonna have to do some boating research. There's a guy that does a newsletter with boating jokes in it that I was subscribed to for a while. I haven't gotten it for a long time. I don't know if he's still doing it or not. But he was a sailor, and he was a sailboat guy, and I don't know what he did. He had a newsletter, and he might have had a YouTube channel or something like that. But yeah, there were some pretty corny ones for sure. So I'll have to look. All right, eraser. Okay, eraser will get the residue off. Don't keep in one spot for too long; it can burn through. Yeah, yeah. So, um, you know, here's Ray. Here's an idea. I don't know what your lake looks like there, but if you've got condos on the water, pack up the hair dryer. When you go get gas at the marina, they probably have a slip with power, or even an outlet that's nearby that they would let you get onto an extension cord from the dock. Or if there's a dealership on the water, they certainly will have somewhere with power that's near the water. Even run an extension cord out, and they'll have an extension cord. and maybe just doing it that way. May have to offer them a 12 pack or a sandwich or something like that. But that could be a way to get a heat gun. I know at the marina I worked at where I sold, if somebody came up and said, "Hey, I've got this issue," because that's a potential customer, we would usually have a dockhand or somebody go down and help them out. So that might be another option for you. Truck Diver, thanks for joining us tonight. Get some sleep. I'm not far behind there. I'm not far behind either. So, all right, guys. Thank you all very much. Boating Kansas Lakes, moving to Oregon. Yeah, I'm a Nebraska guy, so I'm a Midwesterner. Grew up in Omaha, and I hear the boating up in Oregon is beautiful. I've got some friends that boat up there. Pulling away from the decal when you peel the corner. Yeah, I think getting some heat on it some way or another, or doing it on a crazy hot day. Set that baby out in the sun and position it so that sun's hitting right on it, and maybe that can get you heated up enough to then use the plastic scraper and yeah, he's got a pontoon, so but I think you'd be okay. I think you'd be all right. Putting chemicals on. Yeah, that's true. That's true about the chemicals. Did Evinrude ever come out with their revolutionary new drive? I haven't heard anything about it. I heard some rumbling of the Ghost project at Evinrude that are from BRP that was going to come out 2 years when they shut everything down. I haven't heard anything since. So usually Miami Boat Show is a big time for people to release things. So we'll see if maybe come October they release, but that'll be coming up on 2.5 years. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they're gonna come out with. Derek says switching from Volvo dual prop listed owner's manual. Any idea a previous owner would have propped down 2 sizes? Because some people don't know what they're doing, Derek, with their props, and they want. There's this thought in people's mind that they need their top end to be faster. The reality is, very few people run their boat fast, especially a Cobalt. I mean, a 272 Cobalt. You're not racing anybody in that boat. You're gonna cruise. I like the one that's gonna get you up on plane nice and quick and have a good cruise speed. But that's what I see is people prop it at too small or too big, thinking that a bigger prop is going to make them go faster when it actually doesn't. Well, I should say it doesn't make them go faster from dead stop to going. It's gonna, once it gets up to plane and gets that wheel turning, it's then will give you a higher top end speed. But in the smaller size down is going to get you up real quick, but you're going to not have as much on the top end. I don't know why you would even mess with it. I would put the listed prop on it, Derek, and just make sure that you're within the RPM ranges that you need to be. I would also, you said it was a 06, I think. Just call your local Cobalt dealer and say, hey, I'm propping this 272. What's the prop? How did it come from the factory? And they'll have those specs for you probably. Ray, thank you very much again. Ray contributed right from the get-go. He invested in the best pontoon captain, and I very much appreciate that, Ray. Sustainability. My wife asked for our first night out on her new boat. Could we go to an expensive restaurant? So I took her there. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a really good one right now, especially. So that's also sustainability. That's what's nice about that 400. And I don't think a lot of people understand this, that 400 is actually going to probably, I don't know this for 100% fact, but my experience tells me that at cruise speed, that's going to get a better gallons per hour burn than if he had a 225 on there, because he's going to be able to run at a nice, comfortable 20 miles an hour at barely 3,000 RPMs probably, and have a nice, but when he wants to get on it and hit 50, he can do that too. But people think, oh, it's a 400, you're going to burn so much more gas. But at cruise speed, the reality is it's not working as hard. So it doesn't have a transmission like your car does. It's the same transmission every time, except for the Merc 600 now with the two gear transmission. But so he's probably going to save some fuel by getting that big old 400 on there. Plus, it looks sweet. Looks nice. So, all right. Well, Daniel, I'm glad that we got you a laugh from sustainability. Got some good ones from Bo, from Saint, I guess, and took my grandson's girlfriend their first boat ride. First, now she loves it. That's awesome. That is awesome. It's one of those things. If you didn't grow up with it, or have a kind of a window into that world, it's different when you get out on a boat. You're like, what is going on? Is this going to work out well? And but that's awesome that she came around. So, all right, guys, I'm going to call it quits for the night. We just hit over an hour. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. Go check out the Best Boat Captain, the Boater Boot Camp, First Time Boat Buyer Academy, the toolkit. Thanks to all you guys for sharing and commenting and all the support that you give me. I very much appreciate it. And we'll see you guys all next week when I'll be back at my home office after a fun outing with my family. So thanks, everybody, and we'll catch you all next week. Happy boating.